of this type.
Talk about what you're hoping the outcome will be on Monday.
Well, either way, we have exhausted every means to do the right thing. I am a elected official at this time, and I have the support of a vast majority of the people who live in District 9. I live in District 9. We are bent on having a person that represents us with integrity, honesty, and dedication in this community. Mr. Tillman does not have that. He is a very fine man with words. I disagree with him saying that people all in the community support him. I haven't heard that. But the story will be told on the 17th. There's a lot of people that is upset that Mr. Tillman actually denounced his family life with kids just to run for office, just to become a politician. Mr. Tillman has never worked a 40-hour-a-week job in his life. The people involved that support Mr. Tillman, I've known Mr. Tillman almost 30 years, and there are others that know the same things. So, you know, at the end, the story will be told, but in District 9, I live in District 9, and I demand that, we exhaust every means to prove that Mr. Tillman is not what he said he is. He's a manipulator. He's manipulating the law. And, whether or not the judge approve it, I mean, the law is there. And it's very easy to manipulate the law when they are vague like that.
Mr. Gibson, some of the concerns brought up by your lawyer was that you felt you didn't get the opportunity to ask your questions or during the hearing where the board approved his residency.
Well,
but
Mr. Tillman made a statement to me that was put out there that needed to be answered as far as credibility. He stated to me that he had served in the National Guard with me and that we were friends, and he was looking me in the eye. I got out of the National Guard in 1983. I'm 68 years old. That was 31 years ago. I have a son, Mr. Tillman's age. At the time that I got out of the National Guard, Mr. Tillman couldn't have been over 15, 16 years old. He couldn't have been in the National Guard. I never saw Mr. Tillman when I was in the National Guard. Since the last time I saw him, he's increased about 3 sizes more, which I have too. And that was, he made a statement that I used to work for him. I mean, when I knew him, he was 19, 20 years old. But those facts was, Mr. Miley cut me off. And he's the one who threw that in and wouldn't let me rebut that. And I felt that I should have been able to. But Mr. Tillman is a pathological liar. I'm not saying that to be mean. I know Mr. Tillman. I've known him for years. He's a joke.
So some of the issues that were brought up today in court, why weren't those issues brought up at the hearing for the board?
As I stated, Mr. Miley wouldn't let me go into any of that. That's where he cut me off at. That's what we were talking about. I wasn't allowed to make a statement. After he ventured off into credibility, I didn't want to at the time, but I was going to go ahead. And there are other things that I can prove that Mr. Tillman was involved in the community. That's why the constituents, we want somebody to serve us in District 9 with not someone that is willing to toss their family away just to run for office. I mean, this is That is sacred. Your family is sacred. But to run for office, you're gonna move across the street and say you don't live with your family no more. I mean, are we sending a good message to our young kids, to our grandkids? Are we sending a good message to them by saying that this is okay, Mr. Till? He's acting above the law. Out of all of the candidates that's running, and there's more candidates running in this race than I've ever seen run before. There's no one trying to manipulate any laws but Al Tillman, and that's his MO. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.